Okay, we are apparently live. I'm just gonna do some checks and stuff real quick to make sure everything is up and running, and then I will probably wait a few minutes just to see if we get anybody join, or if we can have anybody join, and then I will actually start talking about what I wanted to talk about. As you guys can see in the title of the stream. Let's see. I don't know if there's anybody. I don't know if there's anybody in here or if there's anybody gonna be joining. So. Okay, so it's up and live and it's running, you know, up to par. I don't have a great like live streaming setup. Like I do just use, you know, the this webcam I have, my Logitech webcam, which is not very good quality as you guys can see. Maybe I'm just like not entirely in focus, I don't know. But it looks blurry and not very good, but it is what it is. So yeah, again, I'll just see if anybody joins here and then I will get into it. I was kind of hoping to get some people join, but if I get none, it kind of just furthers my whole point of why I'm doing this in the first place. Looks good on your end. Okay, we do have some people joining. How's it going, Joey? I'll see if we can get like one more person to like start commenting, and then I'll probably go off and discuss things. Just gonna open up my notes for a second because I have stuff written in it. Okay, I guess I'll just start. I don't think anybody else is going to really join. Okay, so, yes, as you can see by the title of this video, and by the community post I made last night, this is a channel update, but kind of a bigger one. Basically talking about just, like, kind of the status of the channel and my plans going forward. First thing first, I guess, would just be the lack of content over the last, like, year, 2 years, but, like, in particular, the last year. So, yeah, if you guys, like, I mean, just looking at my content and stuff, if you go to, like, my video page, I really don't upload much at all on this channel anymore. I haven't for quite a while. I think my last video was my Guardians review. Before that, it was Mario's. Before that, it was Dungeons & Dragons. So, basically, the last couple of months have just been me reviewing a couple of odd movies, and there's been some that I've seen that I haven't talked about, like Spider-Verse, Flash, Transformers. And the honest reason I just, like, and I did stop doing movie reviews for a bit, and then I kind of brought them back, but the truth is I just don't have the passion for them, to be honest with you guys. Like, when I first started YouTube, movie reviews was what I was, like, all about, and I still love movies, and I'm very passionate about movies, but I just, honestly, I don't care about making movie reviews. They don't really get many views in particular. Like, you know, I'll do a movie review and they'll get like 30, 40 views, and it's just not that it takes me a super long time to make them, but if they take me like, you know, 2 hours or whatever, just not really worth it for me because it doesn't like help the channel grow or anything, and I enjoy just using like Letterboxd and reviewing stuff on there. So yeah, that's the first thing, is that I am just like done with movie reviews, I think. I still have a couple of ones I'm going to do, like when Indiana Jones comes out, I will discuss that just because of how big of an Indiana Jones fan I am and how Indiana Jones has been a decent part of this channel's history with like my fan film and everything. So I'll still review Indiana Jones 5, I'll still do a ranking for that franchise. And then my next video after that probably won't be until Oppenheimer comes out. Don't even think I'm going to review it. I think I'm just going to do a Nolan ranking. And then after that, I have no clue. So that's kind of what this video is going to be about, is I'm not just losing passion for reviews, I find I'm kind of just losing passion for the channel in general. And I think, I'll just read this thing I wrote here. Yeah, so I've been losing passion for the channel for a while. And I think the reason why is, part of it I think is just when I, as someone who's trying to get a film project off the ground, I don't enjoy critiquing movies anymore. That's fair, and that's not even like that's not really a reason for me, but I totally understand that. I've heard that from a lot of people. You know, like I know big YouTubers like Chris Stuckman. That's why he doesn't really do his reviews the same way, is because he's in the industry now and everything. But so I think when I moved 2 years ago or whatever, from Manitoba to here, I definitely like kind of lost interest in the channel a bit, just because. I mean, I was just, like, in life in general, I was kind of, like, depressed at the time moving and everything, and not seeing my friends anymore. And then just, like, moving to an area where I didn't really, like, know anybody, and, like, nobody with, like, the same, like, interest in film and stuff. So, like, making short films, like, that's literally my favorite thing to do on YouTube, is, like, make short films. And that's something I haven't done. I mean, like, I've done 2 little mini shorts. Hey, Chris, how's it going? I've done, like, 2 little mini shorts. I did, like, the Devil one, and then I did semi-recently, like, I think 5 months ago, I did my other short film, which was, like, The End, I think it was called, which was made in, like, an hour. Like, that was, like, a camera test, essentially. So, yeah, I really haven't... Hey, Jack. So, I haven't really made anything since, like, that I count as, like, a big project of mine, since Indiana Jones, which is almost 2 years ago now. And I've wanted to make projects and stuff, and last summer I wrote what was my longest script ever, for this, like, slasher film called Captured, which I was really excited to make. I had a poster that I did and everything for it. Didn't get made because, like, the person who was going to be playing the main character dropped out, and that just, like, I don't know, the project was kind of tied to them. Like, if, like, I couldn't really recast the role, so that project kind of just got put on ice. And yeah, and then ever since then, like, I still, like, I have the want, like, I do want to make short films and stuff. It's just I also, like, my friends here, great people and everything, but, like, they don't necessarily have the same, like, you know, interest in it that I do. Like, they said they'll act and everything, but, you know, it's not like when I was in Winnipeg or whatever, where I made films, and it was, like, all of my friends were, like, super into the filmmaking stuff, so it's like, oh, I can have him film, or I can have him do lighting and everything. Like, everybody knew what they were doing. It's like, if I made something here, it's like, I feel like I would be basically doing everything except for, like, the acting. And so, it's kind of, like, way harder to come up with stuff that I really like and actually go for it, especially just not having people who will have the same passion for it or whatever. So that's kind of, like, so that's why I haven't really been doing short films, even though I've wanted to. And I've been, like, trying to come up with ideas, and I do really want to try to make something this summer. So, there's that. But, no, and then honestly, I just kind of, like, the last year, like I said, mostly I just kind of lost interest in the channel. Just, like, a bit, like, I just didn't really care about making videos as much. And then I kind of tried, like, you know, I'd say when Scream 6 came out, that's when I kind of tried to bring the channel back a little bit to how it used to be. Like, I tried to do some more reviews. I did Scream and stuff, and then I talked about a few other movies, but it just, I found those videos were few and far between, and, like, not my best content, and they didn't really do well view-wise, so I was, like, not gaining any subscribers off of that. And I don't want to say that YouTube's all about getting subscribers and stuff, but I mean, when you're making videos that you're not super passionate about, if they don't get any views, you just don't even want to make them. So that's kind of, like, where I'm at with reviews. But anyways, I'm kind of dancing around this. So I'm going to take a break from the channel. And I don't think the channel's ever going to come back to the way it has been or was. Like, I don't think I'm going to come back to this channel at any point and just, like, review videos every couple of days. Because, like, I was looking at stats and stuff, and I used to upload a lot. Like, if I go back to, like, kind of, like, COVID or a little bit pre-COVID, it's like I would upload, like, 80 to 100 videos in a year. Like, I would do stuff very frequently. So, like, you know, maybe 2 videos a week or so, or close to it. And this year so far, 6 months in, and I think I've done about 10 videos. Like, really not many. And like a chunk of those were actually just at the very start of the year. Like, it was just what do you call it, like kind of like 2022 wrap up videos, like top 10 favorite movies of the year, whatever. Like a couple of those videos that were like all back to back. So it's not like I've been actually uploading on a consistent basis. Like, there's been times where I don't have a video for 2 months, which is almost where I'm at right now. My last video was my Guardians 3 review, which was like May 4th as of when I saw that movie. So yeah. So the last year, I don't know, the last year has just been interesting for me in general, like life-wise. Lots of stuff has kind of happened, and I do think, like, I've kind of changed as a person, and I know that sounds, like, weird, but, like, I do think I've kind of changed in some ways, and, just because, like, I don't know, I've been, like, focused on, like, other aspects of life and stuff, and yeah, I kind of want to just take a break from the channel to work on myself and personal life for a bit. Like, I just have goals and stuff that I kind of want to achieve right now. Some of it's, like, you know, career-related things. Some of it's school-related. Some of it's just, you know, personal, like, want to start, like, going to the gym and stuff and just, like, I don't know, feel better about, like, mental health and, like, just, you know, different things. All I did this year was talk about Last of Us, HBO, and piece the fuck up on YouTube. Yeah, like, I didn't even talk about HBO Last of Us. That's what I mean. Like, I'm a huge Last of Us fan. So, like, I just, like, yeah, just really haven't, like, felt the need to do that kind of stuff. But yeah, so basically, like, I guess to summarize things, like, done with movie reviews, not going to be uploading frequently at all anymore. I mean, I haven't been already anyways, but yeah, so no, I'm not, like, completely done with YouTube, like, oh, like, you're never gonna see me ever again on this channel. I'm still gonna review Indiana Jones and stuff. I'm still gonna talk about Oppenheimer or whatever. But otherwise, I'm not gonna really be using this channel that frequently. What I would kind of like to do with the channel in the future is if, like, I do get back into making short films, basically just my YouTube channel will just consist of my short films, which aren't going to be super frequent, right? I'm not going to have, like, 3 a week. It'll be, like, maybe one every, like, month or two. And that depends on the length of them. Like, if it's longer, then it's, like, one every 4 months or something. So the short films, and then videos basically on the making of them. Kind of like behind-the-scenes videos where it's, like, just, like, an update on the whatever. And then it shows you, like, oh, yeah, like, this is me writing the script. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of, like, behind-the-scenes videos on, like, filmmaking, I guess. As well as short films. And that's kind of what I want to do with the channel. Because I just know that I just don't have the passion anymore to make, like, so much content, to make all these reviews and all these other things. Like, there's things I've just dropped over the years on the channel. Like, for a while I did game reviews. Don't do those anymore. Like, those are just done. Because they just kind of took me so long to make, and I just didn't really feel like I had the time. And, yeah, movie reviews are just kind of following in that regard. So yeah, that's kind of basically the update. I mean, I still have some more stuff to say, but that's like the gist of it. But yeah, so again, it's not like the end of the channel, but it's kind of the end of the way the channel has been run for the last while, I guess is how I would put it. So yeah. But no, it's just, like I said, it's been like an interesting last year for me or whatever. With some, like, general life stuff and whatnot, and kind of, like, just, you know, going through, like, life changes and stuff. Like, I lost 50 pounds over the last year. Like, if you go back to, like, my, like, I don't know, I can't think of specific videos, but if you go back to, like, my reviews of, like, the Batman and stuff like that, like, you can see how much rounder I look and everything. And yeah, I've lost 50 pounds. I haven't even been, like, working out. It's just purely, like, changing diet and stuff. Just, like, not eating as much and whatever. Yeah, lost, like, I weigh 170 right now. And I think the peak weight I was at, like, last year or around then was, like, 215, 220. So, I don't I don't know. So yeah, my kind of with the summer, it's like there's this new job that I'm kind of looking at right now. So I'd be leaving my current one, which is just like a basic part-time job, doing this thing which would be full-time for the summer, which would be kind of like an editing type job, pretty much, which would be really cool. And then looking into school for like when the school year starts, and like I said, going to the gym and stuff, and just kind of feeling better with myself. And then I don't know, there's this other thing that I'm kind of working on right now in life that I'll see how that goes. I'm not going to dive into that in this video, but yeah, that's basically it. So that's the channel update. Not as like, I don't know how to put it, not like my best delivered video, kind of just winged it and whatever, but yeah, if you guys have any questions, I mean, feel free to comment right now while I'm still live, because I'm gonna be live for a little bit more still. Just see if anybody else joins and says anything. Just short episode. Do you think you'll still do live streams every now and then? Potentially. Like, I was kind of thinking about that if it's like, because, for example, like, let's just say there's been a couple of movies that come out over the course of the month, and it's like, oh, I want to discuss them, but I really don't want to do, like, traditional movie reviews. Maybe I just do a live stream where I kind of just, like, give my thoughts on these films. But the problem is, it's like, because I haven't been uploading very frequently at all, or haven't been doing short films, I just find my channel has, like, died, and I think kind of beyond the point of, like, saving it. Like, my videos just, they hardly get any views. My live streams are, like, dead. Like, when I've streamed a few times in the past, like, nobody will join, and it's just, like, even having, like, 20 people is great, right? So live streams, I don't know. Like, I've never even, like, particularly loved doing live streams, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna say it's out of the realm of possibility. Like, there might be, like, a time where I go live and it's kind of just like a whatever video. But yeah. So if you guys still want to hear my thoughts on movies, there's my Letterboxd account, which if you go to, like, if you just click on my channel banner has, like, not links, but it has, like, you know, the name of my accounts and stuff. So Letterboxd, I drop reviews all the time, like, literally right after I see a movie. And I'm actually considering kind of going onto TikTok. I mean, I already have a TikTok account. TikTok's weird because your videos can just randomly blow up out of nowhere. And so I'm kind of thinking about just making, like, random stupid videos for TikTok, but dropping, like, maybe movie reviews on there, because they would be really quick. They'd be like a minute long, and I just think I would get more views on there. I don't know. I that's something I'm gonna just mess around and see with. But I don't know. I'm kind of just like I said, life's been interesting. It's been very up and down for me recently, with certain stuff, and so yeah, I just kind of don't want to spend the time on YouTube. I want to spend the time on myself, and that is that's that. What did you think of The Last of Us HBO? I liked it, but I thought it was overrated, is how I'd put it. Like, I love the games to death, and the first episode of the show I thought was great. Like, it hooked me. I was like, oh, I think this is going to be a great adaptation, especially the first half. Like, all of the pre-outbreak stuff / like the truck chase, I was like, this is insanely good. And then the second half of the episode was a little slower, but, like, you know, they're just introducing the characters and stuff. And I just felt it never really reached the height of the first episode again. Like, that truck chase and stuff. Like, I don't want to be that guy, but, like, I thought the show kind of sucked from an action standpoint. Like, I understand they're not going to incorporate, like, 500 combat encounters and stuff, but I just felt like when they did incorporate the action, it was so, like, tame feeling. Like, the games are so violent, and it's like, it'd be like, oh, here's an action scene in the show, and it's just like a guy gets shot and there's no blood, or it's just, like, completely off screen. And I don't know, it just didn't really work for me in that sense. It also felt a little rushed. Like, I don't think 9 episodes or 8 episodes, whatever it was, I don't think it was enough. I think it could have been like 10 or 13, somewhere in that range. I still liked it. I would just probably say it was like a 7 out of 10 for me. super well made, great effects, great makeup and everything. Like the infected looked awesome. And that was the other thing, is I felt like the infected were so underused. I don't know, it kind of depends. 'Cause I know some people who love this show and they're like, oh, I'm fine with the lack of the infected, because if they use them too much, then like they would become like not interesting, like they would become less threatening. Which like I'm like 50-50 with. Like I kind of agree, but like also you can use them more than like once every like 4 episodes. So I don't know. But yeah, I still thought it was good. Like still well made and everything. I just it didn't and I still thought the performances and stuff were great. I also, to be honest with you, I didn't feel like the relationship between Joel and Ellie worked for me as well. I think part of my issue is that like I felt like too early on in the show it kind of felt like they were already like I don't know, it felt like they were already like kind of too friendly with each other early on, and so I just didn't feel like the growth was really there. I don't know. Sucks to see that you've lost all your passion for video making. Genuinely think that one day your channel could gain a lot of traction. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I think like I don't. This isn't like goodbye forever or anything. I think kind of like I said, I think it's just more so stuff in my own life right now. Like I want to just take some time to like work on myself, and so like, and I do just like I know for a fact I haven't loved doing movie reviews for a while. Doesn't mean I'm not going to discuss movies at all. It just means that I'm not going to do like, you know, reviews for every single film. Like maybe eventually if I work on it, I'll transition over like sorry, I had like a horrible sleep last night and I had to get up really early. Maybe I'll transition over to like more video essay style type things. That could be kind of cool. Because like, for example, like I just saw The Flash and was gonna review it, but then I was like, I kind of just fell behind, and then it was just, to me, it's too late. If you can't get your review out like opening weekend, there's not really a point. And but then I was thinking, okay, like what if I did like a video essay like just on the state of DC, like my thoughts on Flash doing terrible at the box office and DC like the reset and stuff, like the reboot or whatever you want to call it. So I kind of considered that, but I just, again, right now I don't feel like the passion to make that video because, like I said, I just, yeah, again, like I'm not gonna dive into everything. It's more so just like kind of life stuff for me right now, where I just don't really like feel like I want to spend the time on YouTube. So, I guess that's how I would put it. So it's kind of like gonna take some time to work on myself, and then when I come back, you know, I'm still gonna use YouTube. It'll just be a different channel. I guess that's how I would put it. I think to make it sound less like, you know, oh, I'm done and like whatever, you know, I want to take some time to work on myself, to like feel better about myself and everything, and just kind of get my life going. And then, you know, I'll come back to YouTube and it'll be a different channel. Like the type of content I'll make will be different, but hopefully it can grow again. Because right now I just kind of find that like I'll make these movie reviews, but they just get no views, and it just kind of feels like dead. What do you think about The Flash and DC right now? It seems like you've simply grown out of it, which is how I felt. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, I would agree. And again, I'm not done with like videos entirely, because yeah, I do want to make short films. I am still passionate about short films. I think it's harder for me to make them right now because of just not, like I said, not having the same type of friend group that's into the same exact stuff in that regard. But totally, if I pick up a camera again and I start making something, I can get a script and I can get rolling, like I'll be passionate, and you guys will see short films and you guys will see short film updates and stuff. It's just, I don't know, in terms of like the movie reviews and stuff, I find it's just easier to discuss them on Letterboxd or something like that than to just like go through making a video that's gonna just get no views. To answer your question about what I think about The Flash, I liked it a lot, actually. I really enjoyed it. I would probably give it somewhere around in like an 8. And it's interesting because it's like a divisive ass movie. Like some people love it, some people hate it. I really liked it. I thought it started off kind of goofy. Like the first 20 minutes to me, I was a little worried because I just thought it felt so weird. And there's just like some odd moments, like the baby CGI and everything. But then like, oh no, it'll be on this channel. I'm not gonna like ditch this channel, especially because I have like, you know, almost 3,000 subscribers. I don't want to like reset that. So no, I'm not gonna come back on a different channel. I'll just, like I said, take time for myself and stuff, and then come back to this channel. It'll just be a different channel in the terms of like it's not gonna be the same type of content, and it won't be like at the same rate. Like I'm not gonna like review every movie I see and like do all these rankings and stuff. It'll just be like I come back to the channel, you know, okay, short film updates, maybe some video essays kind of stuff, just a different style, I guess. Is kind of how I'd put it. But yeah, no, The Flash, I'm assuming you've seen it, so if you haven't and I'm spoiling stuff as I'm talking, just say so. I'm also not going to dive too much into spoilers because I know people could be watching this that haven't seen it. But like once you know, Barry goes into the other reality or whatever, where he meets like the other version of himself, like you see in the trailers, that whole like buddy awkward comedy, like just the two of them like trying to figure out what's going on, I loved. Like I thought it was great, and just the score and just like something about the movie just gave me like heavy Back to the Future vibes, and I just had so much fun with it. I thought it was really quirky, but the humor actually like for me worked most of the time. Like yeah, there's a lot of lines that like young Barry has that are kind of cringe, but like I don't really consider that like failed humor, because like there's so many other jokes and gags and stuff that do land for me. Didn't dislike the third act, still liked it. I thought it had good action and everything. It's just once they start trying to do the multiverse stuff and you have, you know, certain cameos of whatever, that's where it just didn't work for me, because they felt utterly pointless and they weren't actually like involved in the movie. Like the movie didn't really have to do this whole like, oh, the multiverse is colliding. Like the rest of the movie doesn't feel like that. So the ending, the ending I loved. I actually genuinely loved it. Like when they showed up, it's funny. It's also just like a cool ending in my opinion. Like I know there's so many people who's just like, oh, they hated like that take on the character or whatever, which like, yeah, I agree. But I've always thought that person could do a good job as that character. Like they do seem like they would fit the role. I just think they happen to have been in the worst movie in the franchise, worst written and everything. But I actually think that they're like a good pick for the character, to be honest. So the ending I actually loved. I thought it was like great. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, I would give the movie like an 8 probably. I'm gonna maybe go see it again tomorrow night. I'm not actually certain on that, but I want to see it again before I leave. I have like a little short filming trip. Oh yeah, I guess some general life updates too. So yeah, I've started getting into some like film stuff more recently. Actually, I started filming for this one guy, and like doing a documentary with him and stuff. And I went to a premiere for it, so like I filmed it, like I filmed the documentary and everything, or parts of it. And then yeah, there was an actual like premiere in like I think 5 different cities in Canada, and it's surpassed a couple of million views. Like it's got like a million on Twitter or something on Twitter. I can't remember. It's got like over 1 million on Twitter, over 1 million on YouTube, over 1 million on Facebook. So it's done like pretty well in terms of like Canada level stuff. Like you're right. So that's kind of cool. I already knew going into that whole thing though that like filming is not my thing. Like I want to get into like, or I think I want to do something in the industry, but I know filming isn't it. Like I don't want to be a cameraman. I fucking hate it, to be honest. I like being I shouldn't say I hate it, but like it's not for me. Like I like being a cameraman when it's my own stuff, like I'm making my own short films because it's my vision. You know, I'm getting shots of what like I know is what I want. Whereas like when I'm filming for somebody else, it's like you're kind of just getting B-roll of like what you think's gonna be useful, and again, it lacks the passion, I guess is how I put it, because it's not my vision. So that's how I would describe that. But yeah, this editing thing that I might do coming up, I think that would be more up my alley, because editing I do just have passion for. But again, editing my own stuff. So I don't know. Be interesting to see. But yeah. If anybody else has got more questions, shoot them. Like I said, this is a Open stream. But yeah, those of you who joined, thank you for joining, by the way. Think about Chris Stuckman making a movie. I think that's cool. I've been following Stuckman for years. Like, he was one of the original, like, movie review channels that I, watched when I was starting YouTube and everything. Like, I don't know what year I started watching. I'd say probably around, like, 2013, 2014-ish. Probably about 2013. So I've been watching him for, like, a decade. And yeah, seeing him grow as a channel and also just, actually get into the industry is really cool. And he's a really, I would say, like, I can just kind of tell when I watch him, like, he's a really respectable guy. Like, he seems really nice and just genuine and everything. There's other critics, to be honest, on YouTube who I just don't like anymore. Like, I used to really like Jeremy Jahns, for example. Not a fan of him anymore, to be honest. I just don't really like the way he's gone. And there's other channels way where, like, Tyrone Magnus, like, I'm not even gonna dive into, like, him and everything, but it's just to do with, like I don't know, not Jeremy, not in this regard, but there's other channels who just kind of turned into, like, these, like, go woke, go broke channels, and I was just like, ugh, like, they just died for me when they did that. Jeremy, I just don't really, as a person, like him as much as I used to. I don't know how to put it, like, he always seemed like a super gen. Exactly, like, yeah, I totally agree with that. Like, Stuckman just seems like a really, really humble person, and yeah, I'm excited to check out that film he does. I hope it gets. I don't know, like, what the release is for, like, if it's gonna be a wide release or kind of, like, more limited. I imagine kind of more limited, and but yeah, if it plays near me, like, I'll totally go see it, because that's pretty awesome that he's doing that. Yeah, Tyrone Magnus. Like, nah, man. His channel dropped off hard. But it happens. Tyrone Magnus Last of Us video is how I found your channel. That's right. Yeah. That's funny. Well, yeah, because I remember, like, I was so hyped for Last of Us 2, and then, like, all the leaks and stuff happened, and everybody was turning on it. And then, like, Tyrone Magnus, I was just, like, shocked with how he was acting. So, yeah, that was funny. That's interesting. Yeah, and that is one thing I will say, like, I think if there's anything I've gotten out of YouTube more than anything, yeah, just sharing my passion in general, but it's honestly, like, the people I've met over the years. Like, I've made a lot of good friends on YouTube, who, like, I still, like, one of my friends, Christopher Z, like, I've been talking to him for 10 years. Like, him and I started talking in 2013, like, a decade ago, and I've got other online friends who I've been talking to for, like, 8 years, and that's just kind of crazy to think about for me. Like Christopher Z, like, that's half of my life that I've, like, known him. And I've never met him once in person. So that's just interesting. It's a cool thing, like, that. And just, and him and I talk, like, weekly. Like, we literally talk every week. And, yeah, it's just cool, like, having it. And I'm not gonna, like, not talk to him anymore, by the way. Like, him and I are still talking. What do you think of Geeks and Gamers? I'm a huge fan. Oh, yeah, I know you are, Jack. No, like, I don't agree with Geeks and Gamers. Those types of channels annoy me. I don't really follow him anymore, though. Like, there was a bit where, like, I would kind of, like, check out his videos, even though they annoyed me. I just kind of checked them out, but I haven't watched him in such a long time. But I've checked in on the channel occasionally, and, like, I find Jeremy doesn't even really, like, he doesn't seem like he's as big of a part of it anymore. It seems more like he kind of, like, owns it, and he just, like, lets his, like, friends or whatever do more of the videos, like Ryan Kinnell, who, like, is the worst one in my opinion. I really don't like Ryan Kinnell. Have you seen a clip of that small movie Tyrone starred in? The fight choreography is so unbelievable. I have not. Definitely send me that. Yeah, I didn't know about that. Oh my god, I can't stand using. Yeah, no, me either. I hate watch them every now and then. Yeah, I mean, like, there's some stuff they discuss where it's like whatever, but like, yeah, it's just I don't know. They're stupid. Pass the torch to Ryan Kindle. Oh, did he legitimately like actually kind of hand it over to him? Because that's kind of what it seems like. I find that I find that when I check out their channel, it's more so like Ryan Kindle that's in videos than Jeremy or whatever. Now all Jeremy does is just tweet at Call of Duty on Twitter. Since you, are you excited about Spider-Man 2? The game. I was confused for a second. I was like, you mean the movie? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not like super hyped. And that's the other thing too, is I don't find I'm like into video games as much as I used to. I still like love games, don't get me wrong. But like there's a couple of games I've gotten, like Hogwarts Legacy or like Zelda. It's like I put a couple hours into them and then I just haven't touched them. It's not because I don't like them, I think they're great. I just like don't feel the like need to don't it all comes back to passion. Don't feel the passion to play them right now. And I think it's because like I have just been like for the last year so focused on certain aspects of life, and that's kind of just like taken over things, and you know, so and I kind of want to just spend time on myself and everything, and I don't know. But I'm still looking forward to it, and I'm gonna get it like day one and play the shit out of it for sure. Like that game I will legitimately beat like relatively quickly, just like with God of War and everything. But I'm not gonna like. There's just other games that I just haven't really been like playing a whole lot lately. PS4 is so dusty. I haven't used it in years. Being in college, and that's the thing is I'm not even in school, bro. So like when I do, it's like it'll drop off. What I do find is when I play games now, I play more multiplayer or like party type games. Like my friends will come over, and every time they come over, we're playing Call of Duty Zombies. Like we're usually playing Black Ops 3. Over with my other friend, we're playing Black Ops 2. And I don't mind that. It's fun. Especially playing Black Ops 2, dude. Like, that is just nostalgia for me. Because that's, like, I loved that when I was younger. So, playing stuff like that or just playing, like, multiplayer games. Like, occasionally I was playing Fortnite every now and then. Which, like, I used to trash on the game so much. But I honestly, it's grown on me so much. Trying to think of what else I play. Beat Saber in VR is actually pretty great. Especially because you, like, are getting a bit of a workout when you're playing it. And that's kind of it. Like those are mostly the kind of games I'm playing right now. And if I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm playing like zombies. Like I'll play a little bit of multiplayer, like just against my friends and stuff on Black Ops 2, but otherwise, like no, zombies is where it's at for me. And yeah, there's not really any games coming out between now and Spider-Man that I'm like, you know, hyped for or whatever. Or, like, really excited. Yeah, like, guilty pleasure, but I actually think it's genuinely good. Like, that's the thing. Like, I actually enjoy it. I wonder how much of our... Fuck, dude, that's what... Well, okay, here's the thing. Like, I know that, like, a chunk of my subscribers, a decent proportion, came from my, like, Marvel, intros and, like... What do you call it? My Country Roads 10-hour loop. Like I know that a good portion of my subscribers came from there. Like I think realistically, I probably have like people who actually watch like or are subscribed to me because of my normal content. The number's under 1,000. Like it's probably like for review stuff, people that have subscribed because of my review stuff, it's probably around like 300, 200, 300. And then I think short films is probably where my most comes from. I'm not too sure about that, but like I know that I think my Indiana Jones film gave me like probably about 300 subscribers or so. Like I got a decent amount off of that. And that video like it has 22,000 views I think or 21,000 views. Like it's done pretty well. Kind of surprised it hasn't picked up recently due to like Indiana Jones 5 coming out. A couple of months ago it had a weird spike for a bit, like back in April. But, I don't know. I do want to make something. Like, I want to make a horror film, especially because I feel like if I did horror, I feel like if I went live right now, I'd have 0 viewers. I don't think any. It's from Empire 3. Yeah, no, and that's exactly how I feel. Is that I think for me, I think because I don't like. I think back in like 2019, let's say, like I was really active on YouTube and stuff, like uploading constantly. So my reviews did better. I mean, actually, you know what? Let me just check the statistics of this stuff because I could be completely wrong. But I'm pretty sure if I go back to like, see, this is my point. I scroll up one wheel and we're already at like 10 months ago. Like we're already heading into like a year that quickly. Also, I'll see if you guys like, I don't know why I find like on this fucking camera, I don't know what it is. I find I look more fat on this camera, but if I go back to like, where? So I'm trying to think. There's a specific video that like you can really see my. Well, anyways, I also like my camera was like horribly zoomed in when I made these videos, but devil all the time and I don't know how like clearly obvious it is, but like I have lost like a good amount of weight and stuff, and I find I look better too. If I have to be honest, like I think the weight loss has helped, hair and stuff. I dress better, yada yada. Like I'm happier with myself as a person. I get comments and everything. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like video, like that's a video essay. Like that's why like I kind of felt like I should have started doing that kind of stuff sooner. Like yeah. Okay. This is what I mean. Also, my facial hair could not grow properly like 2 years ago. I'll be honest, like it was horrible. Like if you look, it's like it would grow like basically just like here. Like it would just do this. It wouldn't nothing on like my cheeks, and it still doesn't really connect, but like nothing here. It was like just this, and it was like this gross neck beard. Like it looked absolutely. It looks bad, and there's like this bald spot here. Oh my lord. I do not miss that. I don't know. I've definitely like changed a bit in the last year, but like in good ways. Like look at this. Bros dripped out. This was like the other night. All dripped out and shit. Or here, this is when I went to the film premiere thing, documentary premiere. Got like the first time I've ever like worn a suit legitimately. Mostly sick to death Star Wars. Oh yeah, I fucking dude, I don't give a shit about Star Wars anymore. And that's just sad because like it was my favorite franchise for so long, but I just like I haven't, and I'm kind of getting that way with like Marvel right now too. I just wanted to like see something. Yeah. I feel like this is actually kind of a better angle, maybe. Lighting's worse, but the focus is terrible though. Holy shit. Yeah, I know exactly though. Star Wars, dude. I literally like yikes. I don't think I'm shocked with how much I don't care about Star Wars now. It's just dropped off from me hard. I haven't watched a Marvel movie in theaters since Thor 4. I think Back to the Future's been moving. Empire Strikes Back. I mean, they're not really like. Is it because you for a while that I'm just a little confused? Was Empire Strikes Back? Did you consider it your favorite movie for a bit, and you like Back to the Future more now? Or you're just in general, you just. Back to the Future. I don't know which one I would say I like more. I mean, like, I probably would rather rewatch Back to the Future just because I think it's more fun. Like, I love Empire, but, like, I think Back to the Future is just, like, such a rewatchable movie, I guess is how I'd put it. Like, it's so, like, entertaining. But you guys can kind of see my point here. Like, you just see how much I uploaded. Like, this is 2 years ago. So let's go from when I moved, actually. It will be a great way to do this. So I moved here. Yeah, I moved here. Okay, that makes more sense then. Yeah, this is when I moved. This is my first video after I moved, and like that's how much content I've had since then, which like seems like a decent amount, but that's like 2 years, right? Whereas prior to that, like 1 year ago, so 2 years ago. So this is like, right, around the same time. Yeah, I'll give you a recap, Luca. Don't worry, I'll do it. I'll try to I'll do a fast recap. But yeah, like you go from here, just ones that say 2 years ago. Purely like it goes down to like here and then 3 years ago. I don't know. You can kind of see what I mean. Like I definitely uploaded more in the past. You can get okay. So yeah, Luca recap. All right, essentially, just don't feel as passionate about the channel as I used to. I'm done with movie reviews. I have a couple of videos that are gonna be coming out over the next month, like my Indiana Jones videos, and then like my Christopher Nolan updated ranking once Oppenheimer's out. Otherwise, I'm gonna take some time off to just kind of like work on life stuff, and then I'll come back eventually. It just won't be the same channel. Or like when I say that, I don't mean like it's gonna be a new, like I'm gonna delete this account and do a new one. It'll be the same channel. It'll be the same channel that you're watching this on right now. It just won't be the same type of content. Like my plan is basically I want to start doing short films again because I haven't in so long, and I do feel passion towards that still. So I want to make short films and then basically just do like behind the scenes videos on the making of them and stuff. And that's kind of the content I'm looking to make. So I'm considering like using other apps like TikTok and stuff to just post really quick thoughts on movies and stuff. I might even upload YouTube Shorts. I don't know, because YouTube Shorts, like, they're so easy. So it's like I might honestly do like movie stuff on there, but it's kind of what it is. I just kind of don't feel passion towards the channel right now, and I kind of need to take a break and just reevaluate stuff. So that's kind of the update. I was thinking of doing a top 10 favorite movies list, but with only one film per franchise, came up with the list. As of right now, I'd be like Last Crusade, Back to the Future, Empire, Goonies, Goldfinger, Aliens, Shining, Jurassic Park, Truman Show, and Spider-Man 2. That's actually an interesting list. I didn't know that Truman Show and Spider-Man 2 would be on there for you. I don't know what mine would be. I mean, I kind of have a list on Letterboxd. It's not exactly in order, but I don't even know where the list is. But I do have a list that kind of talks about that sort of thing. I'm gonna end this stream soon, probably in about like 5 minutes. So if anybody has any like stuff they want to get, like questions they want to ask, get them in now so I can talk about them. Cause I'm gonna go eat and stuff, and then I'm honestly tired. Like I'm so tired. I slept for like 3 hours and I woke up so early. Yeah, I love Truman Show. I got in 10th grade in school, but forgot about how much. Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time, but it is really good. It's funny, I recall. I mean, it's not entirely comedy, but like it's just really good. Could you make a video about this, please? I probably will, honestly. Like, not gonna lie, like I think I will honestly upload a video saying the same stuff, because this was like a live stream. It was a little awkward, right? Like I'm looking over there as if my camera is there. I should have kept the camera over there. Anyways, yes. No, yeah, I will. Just because, you know, the stream I'm like answering questions and stuff. So yeah, I think I will upload a video kind of just like restating this stuff, but a bit more scripted or just a bit better. And a bit more thought out, for sure. Are you excited about the gym? Oh, actually, I'm insanely excited. I'm not gonna lie. I think my least favorite fan base isn't even Star Wars anymore, because I think the Star Wars fan base is kind of dead. My least favorite fan base is the Snyder fans. And I don't get me wrong, I don't hate the Snyder stuff. I actually love his Justice League, and I would have really liked to have seen his universe completed, but I can't stand the fans. Like it's like they trash on James Gunn, who like I think like I don't know. I find them infuriating. But no, I am excited. I think his Superman is gonna be great, because like when it was announced, people were like, oh, like Guardians humor but with Superman. It's like, well, no. Like James Gunn is some person who I think very much so understands characters. Like he understands how to write them and whatever, and how to make them like emotionally investing, whatever you want to call it. So, no, I think if he gives us a movie on Superman, and just from what he said about the character, I think it's going to be like a heartfelt, like, accurate take. The way he's described Lex Luthor, like how he hasn't liked any of the live-action adaptations because he's always, like, too over the top. I totally agree with that. So, I'm hyped personally. I don't love, like, the layout of the projects he's announced. Like, some of them are just are incredibly random, in my opinion. Like I don't know why we're getting like a Creature Commandos animated series like so early. Like I'm not opposed to it, but to me it's just like kind of an odd thing for them to just like announce. But no, I am really excited to see like where the franchise goes. I know it's gonna be different from Marvel, but I'm really excited. Um, is your new short movie in pre-production? Which short film are you referring to? Are you just asking if I have a new one in pre-production, or is there a specific one that I've announced that you're referring to? Star Wars fans the most insufferable. I mean, they are pretty insufferable, but I also think I just don't at all pay attention to the Star Wars fandom anymore, so I don't really like notice it as much. Because I'm sure it's still super toxic. I just don't pay attention to the Star Wars fandom. I believe you meant to say Snyder cultists. Yeah, I mean that's what they are. Will you one day make a movie with a sequel? I'm sure I'll make something that I'll do a sequel for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna make a sequel for any of my current short films. Like if I look at what I've made. Oh, of course I clicked shorts thinking it was short films. Okay, Uncontrollable, there was actually a prequel and a sequel in development for a long time. There was Unseen, which was a prequel, which never got made. I filmed like a bit of it, and then it just got dropped. And then there was going to be Uncontrollable 2, which never got made. God, Mike Zero, I remember that guy. Retaliation was something that I wanted to do a sequel to for a long time, just never happened. And at this point, if I was to do a Retaliation 2, I would actually remake Retaliation first. Because Retaliation 2 is like, the way we wanted the story to go was it was going to pick up immediately after the first one. And that just doesn't even, like, remotely make sense now that Aiden's, like, 6 years older. By the time it would come out, it'd have been, like, 6 years and stuff, and just would not make sense. Day of Resurrection, that was unfinished, but you could kind of say that my newer Indiana Jones, Chrono Caballero, was kind of a sequel. Phantom, no. Confusion, no. Familiar Film, no. Double Cross, no. Stranded, no. Girl of Your Dreams, no. I had some ideas for another Indiana Jones fan film, but I don't think I'll do one. And yeah, so no, I don't think there's anything that I've currently made that'll get a sequel. Is Captured Dude, Captured is on ice. Captured ain't happening anytime soon. Basically, the main person who was going to be in that film, I don't really talk to anymore. There's stuff happened, and, like, she just isn't a part of the project. And it was kind of written with her, like, entirely in mind, and was really, like, the only person I knew who could play that role with where I live and stuff. So, yeah, Captured ain't happening anytime soon. I still love the ideas, but yeah, it's unfortunate. I finished the script a while ago. I finished the script in like September or so, or October. Like, I think it was like October. But yeah, I don't think that we're ever gonna see that film. Maybe I'll one day like kind of rework it and remake it. It's just the problem is it's like I really want to do a short film that has a female lead. Like, I've wanted to for a long time because it's just something different for me. And don't really have many options right now. If you can make a theatrical film, what would your dream movie? It's a good question. I've actually thought about that before. I've always thought the story of the USS Indianapolis, which is like, it's a true story, but like, it's referenced in Jaws. Like in Jaws, they talk about how Quint was like on the ship and everything, it sank, and then like all these men got eaten by sharks. That would make a good movie. And there actually is a movie on it that Nicolas Cage did, but it was like a direct to like streaming movie or whatever, and it was terrible. I think if it was actually like a well-made movie, I think that could be a great film. And of course, you're gonna throw in a little Easter egg where there's a character called Quint that's like just very briefly mentioned. You got to do that. But I think that'd be a good movie. I also like, if I had like, just like within reason, like I'm not gonna like be like, oh, I'm gonna make like a space adventure movie, like, because like that, I just don't know how I'd attempt that. But if I like, if I had like reasonable filming locations and stuff, and I could just go and make something and like not really have to worry about like permits and like whatever, I would love to make a because I want to do horror like a slasher film really badly. I would love to do a horror film on a mountain like in like a ski lodge or a ski resort where the characters are kind of like stuck up there. I think that's just such an awesome setting for like horror, and I would love to do that. So that's something I would absolutely love to do. And then I would also love to do a like noir murder mystery, like that like 1940s noir or neo noir feel, with like the music and the I don't know, because there was a film I wrote in high school that I never got to make. Yo, yeah, no, basically Until Dawn the movie, like essentially, yeah. I would love to do a thing like Until Dawn. I would remove like the supernatural element, but like otherwise, yeah, like very much so it would be Until Dawn. But I just think it's such a great like setting. What software do you write scripts with? I actually do occasionally use Docs. I use like either Docs or Microsoft Word. Like there are like I know of actual apps you can use that are like specifically made for writing scripts and stuff, but like I think you can get away with it well enough on like Word or Docs. And I'd say more so I use Docs just because Word you need like a subscription for, and I just don't want to get the subscription. So I actually typically use Docs. Peace, man. Do what you want to do in life and fly your dreams. Thank you. Yeah. And again, I'm not like done with YouTube forever. Like I said, I just kind of need a break, and I know it kind of seems like I've already had a break for the last year, but like I just mean like genuinely like just whatever. Oh, well, I gotta go back into that. Yeah, yeah. I just need to find. You and I should honestly, when this is done, Jack, call. We should call later and talk about just fucking random ideas for like stuff, because I do want to make like if I've had a good idea and a decent script and it's something that it's like reasonable to film. Like I would so make something like this summer. Do you play Mortal Kombat games much? No, not really. I'm not really a fighting game person, to be honest. I can't remember all the controls and stuff. I like Smash Bros to a degree, but not really a huge fighting game person. But I think Mortal Kombat's cool. It's just not really my kind of game. I'm not into fighting games, not into racing games, not into sports games. I already have an idea. Okay, sweet. I'm gonna go now, guys, just because I want to eat. But I will upload a video talking as well. Okay, I'll answer that last question. Boys is my favorite TV show right now. I actually thought about this literally earlier today. I was like, I'm trying to think of like what my favorite TV show is. Thought about the TV shows I've watched over the years. I was like, Boys. Like I love The Boys. I think it's great. It's just like, no, it's awesome because I'm kind of getting sick of Marvel. I still like I loved Guardians and I was hyped for that, but just the other more so generic Marvel stuff I don't really care about. Like I have zero interest in watching any of the TV shows. DC I am interested in just because I'm more of a DC person naturally, and they obviously haven't been great for the last couple of years, and I feel like that's gonna change now. So The Boys is just like its own thing, and it's just like good. Like it's gross, it's hilarious, it's like violent, like it's just like all these things. You need to see True Detective. Yeah, I definitely need to watch because I love that kind of stuff. All right, that's the last question I'll answer. Sorry, I do honestly like I would love to talk more and stuff. I just okay. You know what? If you guys okay, I'll put this out there right now. If you guys do want to ask more questions and stuff, like if you have like more stuff you want to say, just let me know right now. I will keep the stream going. I'll just go and eat and I'll come back. But if you guys feel like you don't really have as much to say or anything and whatever you're done, then I'll just end the stream. But I'll wait for like a response, even if it's just one person. Like even if 1822, even if you say like yeah, I'll stick around and comment. But just let me know. Because this is kind of the stuff I miss on YouTube, right? Is like just interacting with subscribers. That's kind of what it is. It's like I used to find that like some of my older videos. I'll stick around. Okay, I'll go eat. I'll probably be like 15 minutes, and then I'll be back. So I don't really think there's a pausing option on here, but I will zoom in. Uber zoom in. Okay, I'll be back. Thank you. All right, I have returned. Yeah. I don't know when that still here message was sent, so I don't know if that's like an actual new one or if you said that a while ago. Does it say next to it? If you said that a while ago. That won't actually tell me when it was said. Oh, okay, just now. Okay. I'll probably stream just for like another 10 minutes because I'm going to go in a little bit to do something, but I'll still, like, you know, answer any questions for the next little bit. How you doing, man? I've been, like, okay, to be honest. Not great, I guess. Can't wait for The Boys season 4. When is that even supposed to come out? Because I know there's, like, a spin-off show that's supposed to be coming out this year, but is the season 4 supposed to be next year? But I am looking forward to it. I'm not, like, excited right now, really, but I am definitely looking forward to it. And I'll really enjoy watching it. Because, yeah, The Boys, I think, is awesome. My favorite season was probably... Like, I guess 3's probably the best season. It didn't... I kind of found that 3's conclusion didn't quite live up to the rest of the season. Like, I thought it would have had a bit better of a conclusion. But I still thought it was an awesome season. 2, for me, just kind of when 2 ended, 2 felt more climactic. It felt more like, oh, shit, like... But 3 was just kind of like, oh, it's over. And I was also kind of annoyed that, like... They just had, like, so many fake-out deaths in the last episode, but... It's whatever. I started some marketing with no trailers or anything. Yeah, I think I've seen some, like, little stuff. That's what I like about The Boys is how they do the whole, like, VOT International Instagram account that, like, you know, post these things, and everybody in the comments kind of, like, either, like, goes along with it or will, like, you know, be like, you know, Homelander's evil. And it's just kind of funny, like, how... I guess interactive they are or whatever. It's kind of cool having that. Hey, sorry I couldn't make it. I hope the stream goes well. It's all good. Yeah, the stream started like an hour and a half ago, and then I like talked for a while, and I went and ate dinner, and then I came back. But I'm only back for a little bit. I'm gonna head out soon. I'm honestly genuinely quite tired. Hashtag home free. Yeah, besides The Boys, there's not really too many other shows that I really watch. I'm not the biggest TV show person. I just kind of I find I don't have like the attention span always. I mean, I really liked Breaking Bad. I really liked Better Call Saul. I still haven't finished Better Call Saul, but I still really like it. I watched all of Game of Thrones before Season 8 came out, and then Season 8 sucks, so I was kind of like, oh. Other than that, yeah, I'm just not the biggest TV show person, I guess. I like miniseries more so, just because it's like, you know, one season essentially, and it's done. So you kind of... I don't know. I find it has less time to meander. Because my problem with some TV shows, like Walking Dead was a key example. I used to watch Walking Dead, but just dragged on and on and on and on for like what felt like an eternity. And then eventually the show just ends, and it's like... I stopped watching it like around season 7, but... Netflix's Daredevil's favorite show. Never fully watched Netflix's Daredevil, I'm not gonna lie. I watched a bit of it. If you watch Barry, I have not. I've heard it's great. I know Jack really likes it. Yeah, Barry and Succession, I've heard really good things about. White Lotus. There's a lot of shows that like I should check out. I just don't really like feel like doing it at the moment. Yeah, I actually watched Carrie not long ago. I watched it around fuck, was it October? If it was October, then time has gone by like slowly and incredibly fast at the same time. I'm gonna check when I watched that. Movies I watched in 2023. You said Carrie and... Fuck, it was that long ago. It was October. Jesus. That's so weird. Because to me, it almost kind of felt like I watched them, like... like 4 months ago. Like, it... That's weird. I didn't really love it, to be honest. I watched Carrie, and I also watched... Because I wanted to watch some Stephen King adaptations. I also watched Christine. Christine I didn't like. I just wasn't a fan of it. Carrie was like... This is what I wrote. My very, very short thoughts on Letterboxd. Just enjoyed it. Didn't think it lived up to the hype, though. Acting was good, and I liked the score / cam works in parts. Just found it to be a little uneventful until the final act. That's how I felt. I don't know, I wasn't really invested in it, and then like stuff happened towards the end, but it was like decent. It just wasn't like I didn't love it. Would you recommend Daredevil? Easily best live action Marvel show. Season 3 might be my favorite season of television. Nice. I might watch it eventually, like all the way through. We'll see. No new comment. This is quietly awkward. Or awkwardly quiet. Still here, but multitasking. That's all good. It's no worries, guys. No worries, guys. Just thinking about stuff and scrolling around on my phone. Favorite Spider-Verse cameo? I don't know. I don't see. That's the thing is I don't like enjoy Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse necessarily for like the multiverse aspect as far as like cameos go. I just really liked the story for Across the Spider-Verse. Like I don't know. I just thought it was a really cool story, and just the art styles, like the variety of like the way everything looks and everything. I thought was so unique and fresh. So that's what I loved about it. So it wasn't like I was like, you know, oh sweet, it's that version of you know, Spider-Man that I grew up with. Like, it's the Spectacular Spider-Man. Like, I wasn't really like that. But if there was a cameo, I particularly liked the way they incorporated it. I really don't know, to be honest with you. It's kind of tough. I wasn't really a fan of the live-action ones. I guess the Donald Glover one was kind of cool. But I wasn't really a fan of, like, the Andrew Garfield one or whatever. Or, like, the Venom... Not Venom, but, like, the late Miss... whatever. From Venom. The convenience store owner. To me, just... That felt kind of out of place. But... Yeah, I don't know. Oh, God. Oh, man, bro. What do I think about the Craven movie? I mean, like, I don't really like the whole, like, Sony's making, like, Spider-Man villain movies, and then they're always, like, sympathetic and stuff. I also just don't really like the idea of, like, villain movies. I guess it depends on the film. Like, I loved Joker, but, like, that just felt like it's such a, it's, like, own movie and everything. I don't... And I guess, like, you know, Morbius and Venom, like, I don't really like the movies, but, like, they do still feel like their own films. Like, I didn't watch Morbius, and I didn't feel like, oh my god, this film is really missing Spider-Man. Like, nah, it can still be its own thing, I guess. But I just don't particularly love... I don't think the movies are good, and I just don't really love the, like, concept of them and stuff. And I just think making them anti-heroes, it's just kind of boring, and they just all feel like... I don't know, like, mid-2000s comic book movies. Like, there's nothing about them that I feel like is... Like, I'd say they're the bottom of the barrel. I would say they're worse than, like, you know... They're probably the weaker stuff to have come out in the last couple of years when it comes to comic book movies. I really liked... I don't know, from the Craven trailer, I mean, I like that it's going to be R. I don't know why they didn't do that sooner. I think that's nice. The CG blood's a little, like, iffy, but, like, whatever. Don't like that he has no accent. Don't like that he's, like... He's not even, like, a animal poacher or, like, a hunter. Like, he's... like hunting poachers. I just think it's kind of weird. It's like, well, Craven literally is that though. So it's like, it's just like they're changing a key aspect of his character, and then like Rhino is the villain. I don't know. It's whatever. I think it looks better than Venom, and I would say it looks better than Morbius and stuff. And I'm sure it probably will be slightly better than them, but I still don't think it's gonna be good. Like I still think it's gonna get like bad reviews. I'm salty that Craven's getting R-rated treatment, but Let There Be Carnage didn't. Yeah, like, the fact that you didn't give Carnage his own R-rated movie is pretty crazy. Like, that's a character that, like, really fits the R-rated role or whatever. Like, the first Venom should have been R, but, like, whatever. But I think with the second one, just with how much people, like, talked about it and everything, about, like, you know, oh, it should be R after the first one. I feel like they should have gone with it, but they didn't. And then Morbius could have been R as well. I mean, it would have bombed even harder, but, like, you know, vampire character could be cool. And then now it's just, like, yeah, Craven the Hunter is going to be the one he give an R-rated movie to. It's just kind of random. But, yeah, I'm not a fan of... Just in general, I'm not a fan of that whole, like, villain comic book movie idea. Like, okay, like, Matt Reeves... Or not Matt Reeves, Mike Flanagan making a Clayface movie to me is just, like, why? Like... I like Mike Flanagan. He's, like, one of my favorite modern horror directors. Love Dr. Sleep. Love Haunting of Hill House. Liked Blind Manor. Loved Midnight Mass. But it's, like, giving him, like, a Clayface movie is just, like, why? Like, do you think a Clayface movie is gonna do well at the box office? Like, I don't care how these movies perform, but like the company does, and it's like I don't see them making a Clayface movie. I don't see that being like Clayface makes $800 million. Like, it'll bomb. It'll bomb hard. But hey, I mean, they think it's a good idea, I guess. I'm wondering when we're gonna get a new trailer for Blue Beetle. I'm not looking forward to Blue Beetle, by the way. I think it's gonna be bad and it's gonna bomb very hard. I think it's gonna do worse than Flash. I think it'll do like slightly better than. What even is Flash's worldwide box office now? It's probably not even at 200 million, is it? 140. Oh my god, that is abysmal. That is such a flop. It's actually. Yeah, there was rumors about Clayface being in Batman 2, but then there's also like talks that Mike Flanagan is making a Clayface movie. So it's kind of like two separate things, like a Clayface movie, and I don't know if it would be attached to Matt Reeves' Batman. It might just be its own separate thing, which would just be weird. And the only way I would want Clayface as the villain in Matt Reeves' Batman is if they did him like, you know, the more modern take on Clayface, where he is like a clay monster. If they went with like the Golden Age version, where he's like just a actor who becomes like a killer and he like wears a mask, like a clay mask, but he doesn't have any abilities, like it would fit more with the first Batman. But I just don't like the idea of it. To me, it's like Clayface is Clayface. I love Matt Reeves' Batman aesthetically, visually. It's the best Batman there is, and it's like probably my favorite. Like, Bale is still my favorite Batman overall because I love his Bruce Wayne so much, and I think he just had so much more depth. But it's also over the course of 3 films. Pattinson's Bruce, I think, is fine, like very reserved, and I'm really hoping that 2 puts a big focus on like making him more of that billionaire playboy. I love his Batman. I just think his Bruce Wayne was fine, and it's like, and it's not like his fault. Like, it's just the way the movie was written, and I don't think it's like badly written. Like, I think it's a good script. It's just the focus wasn't on Bruce, and from how it sounds, it feels like the sequel is going to be more like Matt Reeves seems like he wants this to be a trilogy about Bruce Wayne, whereas like, you know, with Dark Knight, I still think is very much so centered on Bruce Wayne, but it's like, you know, the villains do take like center stage. I really want Hush to be the villain in the next one. They could force him to have a Bruce Wayne persona. Hush would be cool. I would be fine with that. I still like. I don't know. I feel like with like the tone and everything that Matt Reeves has done and kind of the storyline, Two-Face I feel like would make a lot of sense. I don't think they're necessarily going to do it because Two-Face has been done twice, and some people would probably just be like, okay, really? But I do think Two-Face would totally make sense for this universe and just the way it's been written. I think Scarecrow would be perfect, and I really hope they do Scarecrow, because Scarecrow's my favorite Batman villain in general. Like him in Batman Begins, but he's more of a... I mean, he kind of starts as the main villain, but then he turns into supporting. But I think if they did, you know, Professor Pig... I've heard some people who actually want that. To me, it would be okay if it was kind of just like an opening threat, like, you know, just like the first 10 minutes of the movie or so is him dealing with one character. But as the main villain, I don't think I'd like that. On the topic of like a side villain, though, I think Mr. Zsasz would make a lot of sense. Not for like a main villain, but I feel like you had like a 10-minute opening scene where like Batman's dealing with some like hostage situation. Somebody like Zsasz makes perfect sense for like the universe that they've got. An Arkham Knight style Scarecrow would be crazy good. Oh, totally, yeah. That's what I would love. I would love to see that. Because they can go, like, in my opinion, they can make it, like, I can understand not wanting to do somebody like Poison Ivy or something, like a supernatural character, but I think somebody like Scarecrow, where it's like, okay, fear gas doesn't exist, but, like, suspend disbelief. Like, I think it's still, like, a plausible enough seeming thing. Somebody like Mr. Freeze I'd be okay with. Like, again, it's not the most realistic, but like I feel like it can still be kind of done. It's just the characters who like legitimately have superpowers, where it's kind of like, yeah, I don't know. Like, okay, Poison Ivy can control plants. Not gonna work in Matt Reeves' universe, probably. If they did it, I'd be happy. Like, I wouldn't mind, but I just don't think they're gonna try to do that. Court of Owls seems like a big thing. I don't know. I just personally, if the trilogy went like Riddler, who I think is a great first villain to go with, but if it went like Riddler, Hush, Court of Owls. To me, that would be kind of like a meh, like trilogy of villains. Like, but we'll see. There's also like, what do you call him? I've heard Hugo Strange. Some people said he could work, which could be all right. I could kind of see Hugo. If I would do Hugo, I'd kind of have him be like the guy behind everything, but he's not like necessarily the most screen. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I guess kind of like how Raz was done, like how or Raish, however you want to pronounce it, but how Ra's al Ghul was done in the Dark Knight trilogy, where like, you know, it seems like Scarecrow's the main villain and he's not. I feel like they could do something like that, like, oh, make it seem like this is gonna be the main villain, but then Hugo Strange is kind of in charge of stuff. I feel like that would make sense. Some background references to Court of Owls. Yeah, Court of Owls, and I think Court of Owls would actually be fine. Like, I would not mind that. I'd be completely fine with that. I just kind of feel like they need to have like one more like noteworthy. Oh, and that's the other thing too. I don't want Joker again. Yeah, but at the same time, it's like, how do you do Batman without Joker, right? So it's like, I feel like we should get him, or I feel like we will get him, but I don't want it. And I also just don't really think I'm gonna like Barry Keoghan as Joker. Like, I know it's just one clip, but I really don't like the way he looks in that scene. I think they really overdid the design. Yeah, Mr. Freeze was the rumor for a while, and then like that whole Clayface thing dropped, and I was like super happy about that. But then I don't really know how much faith I actually hold in that, or like how, if it's actually real or not. We'll have to see. I'm sure they'll announce something like relatively, like, I'm sure maybe not at DC Fandom this year, because when was Riddler announced? Just want to see when Riddler was announced as the villain. October 2019, and the movie was like March. So basically like a year and a half, I guess, before release. And if the next one's supposed to be October 2025, so maybe we won't actually like know for like a year. That would suck. I guess it'd be half a year. We'd find out like later this year. We got 6 people. Sweet. Hello, everybody. More people joined now than like they did earlier. Or no, I have 4 people now. It said 6 for a second. Yeah, if there's anybody here who like hasn't, because I've been streaming for like 2 hours almost, people will have missed the whole channel update. I'm just kind of talking about random stuff now and answering questions. Man. I think I'm gonna go in like 5 minutes, guys. I'll end the stream at like 8:50 my time, so in 7 minutes. Because yeah, I am just like super tired. Uncontrollable, I'm your father. But yeah, something horror related. I really want to do something horror related. But yeah, if you look at my videos, like, not that they all have like, you know, thousands of views, but like my short films do tend to do the best, like 277, 106. I'm gonna mute this. First movie also got delayed though, so we might have to wait even longer for a trailer. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, we won't have a trailer for a long time. Like, we won't get a trailer for Batman until like 2025. Like, we won't see a trailer until probably like May 2025 or something. Unless they decide to do a teaser like a year beforehand, but I think when it's like the first film in like a trilogy, like Force Awakens, right? It was like marketing a year before it came out. Never mind, I just proved myself wrong because they did the same thing with Last Jedi. So, but my point is, I feel like, you know, the first Batman, they really wanted to generate hype for it over time, and it worked. Whereas I think with the second one, I feel like they would kind of just, it'd be like, you know, 6 months before it comes out, here's a trailer, as opposed to like a year. Thinking about how long we have to wait hurts so much. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not gonna lie though, controversial take. I think I'm more not necessarily like I'm more excited, but I think I'm more interested in, because they both come out the same year. I think I'm more interested in Superman Legacy than I am Batman Part Two, just because like Superman I used to never really like as a character, but I've really liked him the last couple of years, and there's not really like a Superman movie I love, to be honest. Superman 78's enjoyable, but it's like, it's aged and I just don't, it's not quite for me. And Man of Steel I've never loved, to be honest. So it's like, I feel like Gunn's gonna give us the best Superman movie ever. Like, I feel like he's gonna give us like the best one we've gotten yet. I just feel like he's gonna nail the character and like the important stuff. And so it'll be cool to see. So I'm think I'm just more intrigued by that. I think there's like more potential, I guess. Like Batman Part 2, it's like I don't have any worries, right? Like I'm sure it's gonna be great. I'm sure they're gonna do an awesome job. Whereas like with, a movie about Superman, it's kind of like there's so much potential because it's a lesser known thing. Not lesser known. Superman's massive. I just mean it's like lesser. There's not as many Superman movies as there are Batman movies, I guess is my point. And not ones that are considered all great. I honestly love Man of Steel, probably my favorite Snyderverse movie. Fair. I know a lot of people love it. Like, it's not an uncommon thing. I just think it's like, I think it's good. I just don't really care for like the last bit. I really like my favorite Snyderverse film, or just like DC EU film in general, is probably his take on Justice League. I think the Snyder Cut just like did everything super well. My only issue with the Snyder Cut is just some of the really annoying, out of place song choices. I think that kind of was just like them letting Snyder do whatever he wanted, so it was just like, oh yeah, like here's like, I don't know, just weird music. I didn't like the song choices in that movie. I thought it was so fucking random half the time. Thought it was kind of weird that Flash finally got his big theatrical movie, but his main villain was Superman villain. Yes and no, because I almost don't even really view like Zod as the movie's villain. Like he's kind of just like a threat. Like I sort of just view the movie as like there isn't really a main villain. Like the threat is kind of like it's just time, or it's just the situation they're in. Like it'd be like if the Batman '89 villain was Lex Luthor. That would be weird. That didn't bother me personally. Like I was actually fine with it. I guess you could kind of say like Dark Flash was like also, but like that was so underdeveloped and like not really a big point. And that's what I think was cool about Flash 2 is that it didn't really have a main threat. I mean, they kind of tried to set it up like, yeah, Zod's gonna be the problem, but I was really hoping to see Reverse Flash at some point. That would have been cool, but I think it would have been too much. I mean, I think the movie we got was great. It probably would have worked better as a second Flash movie, though. Like, realistically, if it was like, you're introducing all these characters, like the first Flash movie, like I would do a bit more of an origin film, or I mean, he already existed in this universe, but I would do a more held back storyline, and I think the second one is where you can go all out on like this stuff. But I'm not complaining. I don't actually care. Like, it's not like I watched the movie and I was like, oh, this like is too much. Like, no, I because my worry going in was like a worry that a lot of other people have, which is that like this doesn't really seem like it's gonna be a Flash movie. It seems like it's a Flash, but like Michael Keaton's Batman is like the drawing thing. But no, when I watched it, like I still felt like it was a Flash movie, and I loved that about it. Like I thought all the stuff with him and like his the younger version was great. Just thought it was super entertaining, and like I said, just gave me very heavy Back to the Future vibes. If DCU was successful, Flashpoint could have made into an Endgame level event. Definitely, yeah. It just they would have needed to have taken their time, because that's the problem with the DCU, is that things got rushed too quickly. All right, I'm gonna end the video here, guys. I'm really tired. I'm not gonna lie. It's a good stream though. I will not today, but I'll probably upload a video kind of recapping what I said about the channel and stuff. Just more like thought out. But yeah, I had fun streaming. Thank you guys for joining and commenting and everything. It was good seeing some of you guys, and I will see you all next time, whenever that is. Thank you. But yeah, like I said, I still have some videos coming out in like the next month. It's just kind of after that is when I'm not going to be as active. So yeah, there you have it.